Hello and welcome back to a Lost Rides Savannah in Ireland. Today we're looking at a heavily requested ride, Barry's Cyclone. If you have any further information or I've made a mistake, please let me know in the comments below. To learn more about the type of ride Cyclone was, we have to take a trip back to 1938. That year the first ever scrambler was built and opened at Lakewood Fairgrounds. The ride was first invented by Richard Harris of Georgia. Two more scramblers were built by him over the following 2 years. In 1941, he would grant a US patent for the ride design. A few years down the line, the design would be acquired and licensed by the Eli Bridge Company of Illinois. In 1954, 5 Eli Bridge scramblers would be sold to American owners. And after that, they took off like wildfire, spreading all across North America in the 1950s. In the late 1950s, multiple UK showmen and parks wanted their own scramblers. However, due to high import costs, they could not get ones from Eli Bridge. Instead, British company Edwin Hall would begin manufacturing scramblers. They would build them under license from Eli Bridge. One of their first contracts would be 6 scramblers for the Bucklands parks. Over the next few years, Edwin Hall would receive multiple orders for many more scramblers, and by 1962 they could be found at most travelling fairs and parks. During the 1950s, after World War II, the Northern Irish entertainment industry was booming, and Barry's was going through a period of rapid growth. Year after year, they were expanding the building and adding more and more attractions. In 1962, after another expansion, Barry's decided to join the trend of other UK fairs and parks and add an Edwin Hall scrambler. The ride would be called Cyclone, a typical name for scramblers around that time. The ride would be placed right along the windows that faced out towards the sea and offered impressive views. When in operation, the lateral G-forces made it feel like you were going to fly out the window. This moment would go hand in hand with the ride, and in my opinion made it one of the more unique scramblers. Cyclone found popularity within Barry's Amusements. It became the park's #1 family ride. The ride would operate practically untouched for decades. Eventually, the ride basically became synonymous with Barry's Amusements, and it was a lot of people's first major ride. Many years after the ride opened, more lights were added to the ride, including the iconic Cyclone neon sign and the ring of lights above the centre point of the ride. In the 2010s, changes started being made to Cyclone. Sometime in the 2010s, the ride received more colour, with each arm having its own colour. In 2017, the ride underwent a massive new paint job, which made the ride look less bland, as before it was mostly white. In 2019, all the lights on the ride were replaced with RGBs. The same would be done on Big Dipper. The ride was now looking better and fresher than ever, 57 years after it first opened. As we all know, in November 2019, the park was put up for sale, and it was swiftly abandoned. The ride would just sit there, gathering dust. By then, Edward Hall twists were becoming harder to find, so it was a sad sight to see. In late 2021, activity was spotted around the ride. The ride had changed positions a few times. Also, some smaller bits were added back onto the ride, such as the token sign. It was later revealed that this was done due to the filming of Dairy Girls. However, it was only briefly spotted in the background. In February 2022, people spotted that the lights were being tested on Cyclone and Big Dipper. Currys had gotten their hands on the site and were reopening it. Throughout the next few weeks, Cyclone was spotted testing its lights on multiple different occasions, and it was hopeful that the ride would return. When Owen Curry released his press statement on UTV Live, some people noticed something during the final shot. Cyclone was being dismantled, and literally a few days later the ride would be replaced with a PWS Sizzler, owned by showman Cornelius Gooch. A much faster, more modern looking version of Cyclone. As to what happened to Cyclone, it remains unknown. Was it sold? Was it scrapped? Or is it in storage? I have a feeling that the ride's still out there somewhere, but if I find out any more information on it, I'll let you know. However, there are still many, and I mean many remnants of Cyclone, some of which include the old queue, pay box, and sign. Even the old shutters are still in use. So if you're ever at Curry's and ride Sizzler, keep an eye out for these remnants. Thank you so much for watching the Lost Rides of NI in Ireland. What ride should we look at next? Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Let's try go max speed now. Whoa! Oh my word! It never goes this fast! Ah! Ah!